Hey everybody, All the Things here, and today we got another book review. We're taking a look at Augmented Mind. So, cool thing about this book, I did a previous review on a book called Superintelligence, which I will leave the link to somewhere here right now. And that book is about artificial intelligence, but it's more about all the possible ways that humans can achieve artificial intelligence, the dangers behind achieving artificial intelligence, and then the paths that we can go about to do those things. And because I did that review, I got in contact with the wonderful folks down at Mindbook Media, and they asked me to do a review on this book that they're coming out with, which is called Augmented Mind. It's by Alex Bates. Here's a picture of Mr. Alex Bates right there. And so they gave me an advanced copy. This is, I guess, not circulated yet. And so I'm going to do a review on it. So, unlike superintelligence, which really focuses on any way to get to a super intelligent being, be it androids or pure superintelligence or scanning brains, whatever it is, this book, Augmented Mind, focuses on one particular path in order to reach a superintelligent state in artificial intelligence, which is having humans and computers worked together. So the term artificial intelligence typically talks about a computer by itself. The computer is the artificial part that is intelligent. But this book, Augmented Mind, talks about augmented intelligence, which is where a human uses an AI or works with an AI as a partner, and they together create this super intelligence. And this book goes into the reasons of why that is useful, why that is what Alex Bates thinks is the best strategy, and different examples where it's already happening, and potential examples where it could be of benefit. Now, I will say this about this book. Augmented Mind, as you're reading it, is very heavily supportive of using an augmented approach, which they call a Centaur. And a Centaur is, in Greek mythology, it's like the half man, half horse thing. And in this, it's half man, half computer, I think. This Centaur approach to artificial intelligence, they're very supportive of it. And so this book is essentially, what is it, like a 200-page sales pitch. But with inside of it, it has a lot of useful information and interesting stuff that I didn't think about before. So we're going to dive into that. This book does a really good job of talking about the skills that humans have and what they're good at, like creativity and intuition, as well as the skills that robots have, like crunching through large amounts of numbers and accurately remembering data. One of the interesting areas of development for AI and Centaurs, or including Centaurs, is chess. In the realm of chess today, in 2019, we have human players, we have human players that work with AIs, so we have Centaurs, and then we have only AIs. And each of these three categories do play chess against each other. And since AI has been introduced to chess, the amount of grandmasters has doubled, according to this book. And the gameplay has been changing because humans who have creativity and intuition often limit themselves because of their intuition, because they think something is the right way. But a computer just has criteria, and it's trying to solve a problem based on criteria, and it'll come up with any solution. And then it works with the human to see out of the solutions that it came up with what makes sense and what doesn't, in the case of a Centaur. Another interesting application of human AI Centaurs is in industry, where, for example, an AI does monitoring of a large industrial plant and uses data over long periods of time and through sensors all through the plant to detect when maintenance is needed or when a machine is about to break, so that the humans can decide how to do maintenance, how to implement it, how the schedule works and stuff, to take things offline and fix them before they break, so that there's no catastrophic failure or whatnot, because we knew about it months before, or maybe even years before the problem actually got to the point where it was a big deal. Ultimately, I think the idea of an augmented mind is a valid one, it's an important one, And it's basically the next step that we have in our society today, because a long time ago it was just humans. Then we started using tools, and those tools became electronic, and now we have computers and we have things like smartphones, which is getting there because smartphones have like Siri and stuff like that, and our computers have like Cortana and like we have Alexis and things like that, or Alexa, sorry. And so we're getting to this point where humans are starting to work with AI on a regular basis. And it does help. We don't have to remember as many things, or we delegate things to the AI that the AI is good at, and it takes care of it. But we're not at that point where we're really, the bulk of us are using AI to help us with our professional jobs and our daily lives all the time. We're just getting our feet warm, and we're just starting to do that kind of as humanity. And I think that as time moves on, we are really going to move into this kind of thing before we move into having strong AI that are just supercomputers doing their own thing, and they know how to have creativity and intuition and solve problems and stuff. I think this is the next route, and I think this book is talking about how important it is to understand that we're moving towards this, and this is an important and viable way to get to strong artificial intelligence, and so we should fund it more. The majority of AI funding does not go to augmented intelligence. It goes to things like regular artificial intelligence. And so I think this book is kind of saying like, hey guys, let's look at augmented intelligence and see if we can collaborate more or put some more funds towards that or develop it more. The information presented in this book I think is true, but it may be organized and presented in a way that really supports the augmented mind over other forms of artificial intelligence. So if you're really interested in this kind of concept, I would say do your due diligence and look into the other forms, which I think Superintelligence, that book that I did before that even got me to the point where I'm reading this book, does a really good job of not saying one is better than the other, just saying, here's some different things. This book is really saying like augmented intelligence is the thing. So I would say this is a good read, pretty easy read. It's like 200 pages. The only thing that I thought was a little bit difficult to read in this book was that there was like a million acronyms in this book, and there's no index for acronyms, and it's difficult to remember all the acronyms, and so I'm always like turning back pages or writing them down in the side of the book and stuff to try and remember what it's talking about later down in the book. But an index of acronyms would be really nice. Other than that, I thought this book was really informational in terms of talking about augmented intelligence, and I think that if artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, that kind of thing is your thing, this is a nice day read, maybe 2 days, maybe a week if you have a job. But I liked it, I enjoyed it. It was a little sales pitchy, but if you think that humans working with artificial intelligence to make things better is a good idea, I would say that Alex Bates is a guy that wrote a book that you should look into. So there you go, Augmented Mind by Alex Bates, and it's about humans working together with artificial intelligence to make the world a better place. So yeah. Thank you again to Mindbuck Media for sending this out and having me review this. I really enjoyed reading this book and doing the review on it, so thank you guys again. And if you guys like this book, or you have other artificial intelligence books that you think are interesting, different ideas, you can comment, like, or subscribe, and we can get in contact, talk about it, and maybe we can learn something new. So thank you guys. This is All the Things, and we'll see you next time.